Hey kids, Miss Laura here again. We are on day 2 of learning all about Earth Day things, and we are also comparing and contrasting still this week and into one more week next week. So let's do our objectives together. I can compare and contrast nonfiction. So nonfiction meaning that real stories, guys, true stories. What is comparing? What is contrasting? How do you find similarities and differences? And how do you organize your ideas? So let's get started. So today we're going to talk all about pollution. So what is pollution? When gases, chemicals, and smoke are put into the environment. Um, so you can see in this picture, they're putting oil in the environment. There's trash all over the place. There's an oil spill from here. So that would be those chemicals. So let's go and read about plastic pollution. Now, there's different kinds of pollution. So let's read about the different kinds of pollutions there are. So we've got an article from Time for Kids, which is another great, awesome website. This one I'm going to read to you, and then I'm going to read one about the next one. Let me turn the page so I can tell you. Is about light pollution. So there's many different kinds of pollution. The two we're going to focus on today are plastic pollution and light pollution. So here we go. All right, guys. So again, this article comes from Time for Kids. And a great free website with a ton of articles that you can explore on your own free time. Say, I love reading. All right, so this one comes from Brian McGrath, and that's the author of the story and the article. Let's go ahead and read some of it. The problem with plastic. So, ooh, look at that trash all over the beach there. Plastic debris from the ocean washes up on a beach in Australia. Look at that. What a mess. All right, so we're going to read about this. I'm going to read some of it, probably not the whole entire article because it is kind of long, and then we'll read about light pollution. A cleanup crew was exploring the shore of a river in Washington, D.C., and the water rippled under a blue sky and grass swayed on the mud flats. But something else caught the group's eye. Along the shore were heaps of plastic bottles. They had drifted down the river and gotten caught in the branches that dripped into the water. The more the group looked, the more bottles they found. They gathered about 500 that day. Wow, that's a lot of bottles. It was just overwhelming, Nancy Wallace said of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration told TFK, which is Time for Kids. You didn't have enough room to move because of the piles and piles of bottles. The world has a plastics problem. Bottles, straws, toothbrushes, toys, all kinds of plastic are building up in the landfills, are piling up. In fact, landfills contain a large part of the world's 5 billion tons of plastic waste. By 2050, the amount could reach 13 billion tons. That's pretty sad. Too much trash. Children are cleaning up the trash at the beaches. And this is in India. So this is that was a caption there to tell you about that picture. Much of this trash finds its way to the ocean, and scientists say that 165 million tons of plastic debris. And if you click on this word right here, it will give you the definition and a picture of it. So something that has been discarded or thrown out is debris. Is floating around there. In 32 years, plastic in the ocean could outweigh all the fish. And the most plastic is not biodegradable. Let's see what that word means. This one is capable of being broken down naturally. So it says, my family saves biodegradable waste like food scrap and uses it to fertilize our garden. So you can make your own compost pile, and that helps the garden. But this is talking about how plastic is not biodegradable. If you were to bury plastic in your garden, it would stay there forever because it cannot break down. So it will remain in the ocean forever. It endangers marine life, and it even ends up in the food we eat. Ooh, gross. Governments are realizing that recycling may not be enough. They want to eliminate some plastic items altogether. The problem can seem very overwhelming, but it's a solvable problem. So I'll read this next little part and then we'll move on to light pollution. Plastic litter beaches Plastic litters beaches. Whales get entangled in plastic fishing nets. Birds starve with bellies full of plastic straws and bottle caps. Another danger is harder to see. Sunlight causes plastic to become brittle, and ocean waves then break it down into small pieces. And marine animals, that means ocean animals that eat them, are poisoned. So plastic can almost like crumble, and so it creates these tiny little pieces that get into the ocean, and they're just like floating around, and the animals think that they are food, and then they eat them. There is also a problem of microbeads. Tiny plastic sphere. Says Mira washes her face each night using the soap that contains microbeads. These tiny bits of plastic are produced in cosmetics like makeup and toothpaste. Microbeads get washed down the drain, winding them in rivers and oceans. Ooh, poor crocodile. Dangerous debris. A tire is wrapped around the neck of a crocodile in Indonesia. So that is plastic pollution. So anything that's plastic that is causing the environment to hurting the environment. So let's go ahead and read about light pollution, and then you also for your challenge are going to get to read two short little articles about those. So this one about light pollution comes from Kittle, which is almost like a kid's encyclopedia, a kid's search website. If you are wondering what or you're wanting to learn something, you can enter it in. It's almost like Google for kids. So we'll read a short portion of this one, and then I'm going to have you move on and do your own. So light pollution facts for kids. Light pollution is a type of pollution. It's defined as any adverse or bad effect as a result of man-made light. Usually this means too much light. Several species, which animal means animals. Again, if you click on that word, it will bring you to another article all about species. A species is a kind of organism. So this website acts as like an encyclopedia, so it will bring you to a whole other article about whatever those words are highlighted. Several species, including plants and animals, are badly affected by light pollution. Most people have never heard of light pollution, and those who have usually don't care or do anything about it. Light pollution causes Americans billions of dollars each year. So basically lights, too many lights is a light pollution. There are 5 different kinds of light pollutions, like trespass, over illumination, clutter, glare, and sky glow. I'm going to skip over that. You can read that on your own if you'd like to. So I'm going to read about the effects on animals and the effects on humans, and then move on to what your challenge is for today. So light pollution stops migrating birds of having any way of seeing the moon and stars, and they need to be able to navigate the direction of their migration, therefore not being able to migrate to the correct place. Also, sea turtles do not come to the shore and nest as often because they are afraid of light. It also affects animals' eyes, as a flash of camera weakens the eyesight of animals. So those lights can hurt the animals' eyes. It also hurts birds by they can't really tell what direction they're going and have a hard time migrating. The effects on humans. Glare causes sleep problems in humans. Too much light in an apartment shining from a nearby billboard would disturb their sleep. Also, science is being affected by light pollution. Astronomers have no way of observing or making discoveries with too much light block in the sky. It also causes headaches when light directly falls into our eyes and affects sensory nerves, so it kind of affects our health overall. Almost like kind of like the whole screen time, too much screen time kind of affects us too, which causes us sleep problems too. So light pollution is a type of pollution that kind of hurts the environment in almost a different way. So let's go ahead and go to your challenge for today. So, move on here. Okay, so look at that cute dog. All right, guys. So we're gonna go to our challenge. It's go to Google Classroom. Go to week 420 to 424. Today's 421 challenges, and then complete the pollution compare and contrast form. Similar form as we did yesterday. But this one is all about pollution. So you've got 2 articles, and I'm gonna have you read. Well, actually, one. one within another one. So you're going to click on this link right here where it says Kids National Geographic. So when you go into your compare and contrast, right here at the top, this blue one, just click on it right here. It's going to bring you up to National Geographic Kids, and you're going to read that article. And then in this article, there's another article about light pollution, which I'll add another link into your Google Classroom on that. So this is plastic pollution. And then down here, if you click on this, light can pollute the environment. I want you to read that one as well, and read all about how light pollution is, the effects of it on the environment. So when you go back to Good Question, you're going to write a similarity and a difference, and then answer this question. And then make sure you're using the complete sentences because you were in what grade? Oh, yeah, second, almost third grader. So if you want to capitalize the letter, remember you press Shift and the letter, and then add a period at the end. Complete sentences, boys and girls, because you're amazing. All right, guys, and then press Submit when you're done, and you're done with ELA for today. All right, I hope you love learning about pollution, and I will see you back tomorrow. Bye, guys.